Oh,
Remember?
right! That's right!
And that's literally like the purpose for the person in the wheelchair. They're not handicapped, they're just in a wheelchair, and we're showing that we're so inclusive. And the female love interest is just there to give sex to the hero. And he literally made her only that, and it perfectly mocks two roles in Hollywood movies.
I feel like this is the same as people talking about the like ring theory in George Lucas's amazing epic of Star Wars, and they're all interconnected, and like he had planned them all out in the beginning. I mean, that's complete and utter horseshit, but
No, the best thing about Lucas
I want to have
films,
a conversation. Tom Green is on my smokable list. He's on the list of people throughout history that I want to sit down and smoke a blunt with and just pick their brain, because he might be, like Marilyn Manson, a secret genius who is just a nut job on the outside. Their public persona is complete nut bar.
Yeah.
I would like to know how much of these people's public persona is persona and not, and how much of it is their real self.
Uh-huh.
Like Eminem, how he pretended that his public persona wasn't just what he was.
I got nothing.
He pretended he wasn't white trash. Isn't that silly?
I mean, you do have to give a certain amount of respect to someone who grew up in possibly one of the most ethnocentric societies in America and pulled off the acceptance, right? Mm-hmm. That is absolutely rare.
Honestly, he just paved the way for...
But I have no respect for the type of music he makes or his life decisions.
Absolutely. I respect him as an artist, and that he is another human being who strongly disbelieves in censorship.
Yeah.
Who is very strongly against censorship, and I am very against censorship, and therefore would support anything he would like to do for and with himself. I can't call it music. Have you ever actually tried to listen to an Eminem album? Not a song, an album.
No.
Half of the album is like him imitating Saturday Night Live. They're like skits. Like, hey, but this would be funny if we recorded it type shit, Just...
Why can I not?
Weird, stupid, pointless, not nerd culture. And also, is Krillin wearing a mesh bodysuit, or... No, he's not wearing a fishnet. That's enough for now. Also,
he probably shouldn't.
Where the hell did the stereotype of the ninja wearing the full body fishnet thing? How?
I don't know.
What the hell? Because just think about it. Like, Inuyasha definitely had at least one character.
I think it goes back
Spirit Detective
pretty
guy,
far in the media.
Yu Yu Hakusho guy. What the hell is that?
I wonder. I don't know. It might be like clothing the fisherman wore.
Is it visual shorthand for like tights?
I don't think it is.
It's straight up freaking fishnets.
Because I know that like the whole like wrapping your body with like cloth strips is like legit crude underwear kind of deal going on.
Yeah.
But I don't know where the whole fishnet type thing came from.
Seems a bit too sexy.
I don't know. I mean, there's got to be a point where fishnets were purely practical, right? Like, maybe not.
I don't know. Maybe it was like the.
Maybe like. Okay, here's the deal.
The camo suits, that you build. You basically.
That could be a thing, yeah, like a ghillie.
Into a ghillie suit, yeah. It's like the ninja version of a ghillie suit.
And of course, like, ninjas are all mountain climbers, right? Like, their whole deal is that they live up in the mountains and they climb castle walls and they sneak in.
I got you. Yeah.
So it could be that like they could hang tools off of that, because a robe. Here's the deal: like you can put whatever you want into a robe. It's like a giant pocket, but it's all one pocket, so things could move around like crazy. So if you could tie into a little harness system,
Okay, alright.
all your
That's
little
okay.
equipment, your little gear, your climbing gear, your smoke bombs, you know, your suppository poison or whatever. Are you sure it was a sudden onset of ass cancer? Are you sure a ninja didn't poke him through the toilet? So here's a fun fact. Rampant institutionalized alcoholism caused a lot of stomach cancer in feudal Japan. But they had... Yeah, you are going to drink until you are drunker than the person who's higher ranked than you.
Oh, right. I got you. So that they would...
Because you wouldn't want to make him look like an alcoholic.
Of course. Oh my god. Entire culture based on projecting. Did you just destruct the disc him?
Yeah.
Huh.
And he didn't get cut in half. Oh, the lore.
Also, as soon as Krillin did the destructor disc for the first time, it cut through a mountain. I was like, oh well, fuck, he's won every single battle ever now, right? Right? Right?
And then
wait,
Frieza's...
and then he just proceeded to forget about it, basically.
Well, and everybody just like easily sidesteps it at the speed of light. And they're like, Krillin,
There's like,
you little human bitch.
Bro,
This is a show about weird people. And the fact that you have no nose is not enough to make you an alien.
See, that Krillin was not fully human. Like he's almost there, and there's never any kind of explanation at all
For why he has no nose?
for why he has no nose.
It's just
Nothing.
because it was a funny joke in the manga.
Yeah,
Because he was
but that's
drawn
it.
without a nose.
Yeah, but that is at one point. I think one character, or he even says, if I had a nose, that would really hurt.
Yeah, probably, because
But-
they reference it in the manga in, I think, the first World Tournament
Yeah.
arc.
Good thing you don't have a nose. I feel like I can hear Goku saying that in his young...
And it
Goku
might have
novel.
been in Dragon Ball World Tournament. He's fighting Stinky Finger guy. The guy tries to use Stinky Finger on him.
Rafiki.
And whatever his name
it's
was.
not Rafiki. Rafiki
I
is a
can't
real
remember.
human who that is a parody of. I'm not joking. That character is a parody of an actual, real WWF wrestler. Back when it was WWF.
Please use the term real in WWF again.
Oh my god. I can't give those guys too much shit, dude, because honestly,
I mean, they are
they
entertaining
fucking
people.
work themselves to death. They
And
break
they are
themselves.
legitimately
They break
built.
themselves way more than MMA fighters do because it's a show. Because they will go through this kind of stress like more than they normally would. If they're in a real fight, they'd be like, "Oh fuck, I gotta tap out." Because
And eventually you lose.
If it's the show, yeah,
You
and
keep going.
lose. If it's the show, it's like, I have to keep
I mean,
this farce going.
it is high demand entertainment. They are legitimately very highly trained and talented and skilled people.
Let's take off those last two.
But
But they are highly trained.
hey, they're skilled at some things.
And for real, honestly, it takes... I mean, being an idiot in front of that many people, but really committing to it, really committing to that persona, committing to the bit, that takes some fucking balls. And especially if you have, like, injected your balls away in favor of back knee and a short temper, it's gotta be kind of hard to maintain your shit on stage. I watched this British comedian yesterday. He's like, yeah, that's what the ladies are really looking for. He was like, I was talking to one of the giant, muscle guys in my gym. He's like, is it definitely what the ladies are looking for? He's like, yeah, it's what the women want, 16 stone arms, just giant, tiny shriveled dick, back knee, aggressive temper. Suspicious temper. Yeah.
You know what's...
Yeah, that's what the ladies are all looking for.
What's really crazy is no matter what kind of person you are, there's probably a woman out there that'll be madly in love with you for no damn reason. And that's the power
I have
of the female
wife.
species.
I already know this. She found me. I didn't even have to go looking. She came and found me. I know that. I know this rule. I like it. Also, I do so very, very much love how they made the rule where you could only spend 2 days in the space and time. It wasn't a thing that you could do once because Goku had already done it.
Oh, there was like a limit.
Show, but they hadn't called it the room of space, or they hadn't called it the hyperbolic time chamber. They called it the room of spirit and time in Dragon Ball. And Goku trained in there for a while, but it wasn't just an empty void. It was a place where he was teleported like back in time to fight Saiyans. And then
what am I supposed to be doing here? Just beating the hell out of this
Piccolo all had the same training where they were sent back in time to fight Saiyans in that room. But then when they're training up to go fight the cyborgs, they all just went to empty void.
Yeah, is it?
What the hell?
Is it the same room?
It is. It absolutely is.
Huh, interesting.
It's the room at the top of the tower with the big weird clock thing above it.
I mean, because the world is like linked to Kame, it could be that with the changes to Kame, it changed how that room works as well. Because Kame used to be separate from Piccolo, and then he fused with Piccolo. So that could explain how that's fundamentally changed.
That happened after they trained to set for the cyborgs.
Okay.
Yeah, because that is when Cell came into the picture. Cyborgs came, they were like, okay, Vegeta's got this. Vegeta, Super Saiyan level 2, whatever, will kick ass. He got his ass beat by Cell. And then Piccolo and Kami fused and were kind of kicking butt until...
Do you think the boomers talk about World War II the way we talk about stuff from Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, you just reminded me of a really hilarious sitcom idea that Yahtzee had that he was talking about on one of his podcasts. It's the Spandau Prison, which is where it was like a private jail set up for 7 prisoners. So they were the last generals of Hitler's army.
Yes!
And they were all put in together.
All their conversations were recorded and they just talked about everything. Fantastic bit of history.
Imagine that would be such an amazing TV show. 2 different TV shows. One very gritty and real, like coming to terms with the horrors of your past type thing. That would make an interesting movie, I think. But their idea for it was an idea for a sitcom where all of them were just like getting senile and demented, and the guy who was there who was supposed to be Joseph Goebbels was just like a 20-year-old backpacker.
I would really love if there's like this scene where they're telling their stories and one of them forgets which one they are, and they start telling somebody else's story.
Yeah, exactly.
So I asked for my panzers, and Hitler says there are no more panzers.
And see, Joseph was there. You remember that, don't you, Joseph? And there's like flashes to the 20-year-old guy just going, "My name's Brian."
And then you can have like this little bonus round where an actual historian like goes over what actually happened compared to the crap that they're talking about.
So basically your interview with that guy, but like for realsy.
Yeah, the fake Nazi. That was an interesting time, I tell you.
Oh man, I kind of want to find more crazy people for you to interview.
You need to move your Dodon Ray to another key binding because you teleport all the time because it's on the jump button.
Have a little bit of mashup.
Why am I... Oh, I'm in an instructor battle, that's right. So I don't have my standard abilities. What am I supposed to be doing?
You're supposed to be doing all the
ultimate attack.
Things that they say. Why don't you read, Casey? God, come on. It's a pain in the ass.
It's really
fast-paced. Our
fast-paced.
brains to ignore the text that's coming up as
Right there on top of the screen
right there,
is the last place I'll look.
Yeah, taking up all the fucking space you have. You're right below the timer.
Oh, this ultimate attack is total trash, too.
By the way, can you lose this fight?
Yeah, you can time out.
What
Like,
happens when
why
you
even
lose?
give me an ultimate attack
Yeah.
if you're just gonna have the guy dodge it?
Also, yeah, exactly. All of this, I feel like, should have been accomplished in a room, like, I don't know, the room of spirit and time. You know.
Okay, dodge this.
Oh, there we
What
go.
the hell? Oh, we got him.
Oh, it was,
We got him good.
That was like Hellzone Grenade. Except you didn't fire a whole bunch of times. It just exploded after it.
Yeah, let's charge some Kai. So you can just, like, spam that.
So your regular little blasty blast does not take Kai, right?
That's right.
That's just you, like, pissing at you.
I mean,
you just turned it into House of Living Dead?
If this was a fighting game and not an RPG, then it would definitely cost. Oh! It does a big AoE.
That's the volleyball smash thing, I think.
No, it's spread Kamehameha.
But it's yellow.
Well, that's how you know it's a spread Kamehameha. I think
No,
it's.
a spread Kamehameha.
I think it's source material accurate. So I guess this isn't quite as trash as I thought.
No, that's like... Yeah,
What?
look at that.
How did that miss?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, it is just as trash as I thought it was. Some of the targeting on these abilities is really wonky.
It looks like it has a really, really, really weird area of effect.
Yeah. And the fact that, like, you can't... It's like, he did... And then you, like, whip it, and then it explodes, and then it still doesn't hit the thing that was right in front of you.
The camera positioning is so weird.
There's more of these little buggers.
I feel like it needs to either be fixed, like you can't control the camera at all, or it needs to be further away from you.
All of you die. Like,
None.
what? Look, they all dodged it, too, which is the bullshit part of it. Like, don't do that.
Why?
Don't give me an awesome, like, super expensive power attack and then just have everyone dodge it while I'm charging it. That is bullshit. Like, just...
I'm charging my attack. You're getting punched all in the back. I do
this.
like watching...
Like, look at that. He was able to move the whole time that I was doing that animation. He was free to dodge, and he did. Like, that is just poor game design right there.
Yeah, that's real shit. That's shit design.
Because you have to, like, use a stun move on... Let me...
Yeah, you absolutely have to stun them before you do that. Oh god, it's like parrying in Dark Souls. Nobody fucking parries. You get one asshole you play against in Dark Souls who's really good at
knows how to parry.
You'll never fucking beat them.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Just disconnect while your weenie's intact. Oh, come on! Come on! He's right there!
I know.
He
just stood behind you.
And what's stupid is, like...
He just stood behind you and watched you do that whole thing, like...
while I'm charging the
gonna
attack,
hit me
I don't
today?
even track him. I don't even, like, try to follow him.
No,
Such
that's
a
really
stupid...
dumb. It
and it
stops
should be
you
a great
locking
move.
on.
It should be a great move, except that they just don't have you track targets with it. So again, this game could use some polish.
Hey, look, Casey, it's way more important that we see the animation of him doing that thing. That's another thing. Why is there pre-baked animation? Why isn't it just he executes that thing from the perspective that you're at? You see what I'm saying? Why do we have to zoom in on him like that? Why can't we just stay where you were? Hey, look, you can break those things.
You know how many times I've used this attack? You know how many times it's actually hit something?
I feel like
And these are like
I
easy
feel like
AI.
They thought they were giving us a generous time limit at the beginning.
It's just like the move itself sucks. There are good moves in this game. That is not one of them, and it could be great, except that
Wait,
they do that.
Instructor's ultimate attack required? Is that a different
Acquired.
attack?
This is his ultimate attack. Oh, how did I do that? That was cool.
Yeah. Then he won't you.
Get wumpused.
Attaboy. Mash him. Mash.
There we go. It's just a. How? What the fuck is up with the movement in this game?
Oh no!
Like, did you see how Krillin moved just there?
Yes,
Like, directly above me and then behind me? Like, what inputs do you use?
Into where
to
he
do
had
that?
to be to do the animation for the hitbox of the place where he was hitting, but it wasn't where he was. Do you see what I'm saying? Like his hit moved him into the box that his hit moved into.
I gotta stop treating this like a fighting game and more like an RPG.
Well, it's more like
Because-
it's like a 3D space.
They just
sim
really,
type thing.
they really should have spent more time making sure that the moves actually hit the way that they should hit, instead of missing because of
There's
some
way-
random. Oh, I can't block that attack.
There's
I
too
forgot.
much dead air.
Yeah, well,
you
you
know,
eat a destructo
There's
dick.
like you can hit a guy and he catapults through the air a whole bunch, but then closing that distance either requires power or takes way too long
And-
for it to have been an effective stun move.
People reposition very quickly in ways that your moves aren't designed to hit them.
Yeah.
And missing because somebody just randomly moved
just moved.
is not satisfying.